Welcome guys to a brand new video on Wuthering. Now in today's video, what I want to do is quickly take a look at how the meta and the best characters in the game has absolutely changed. So we've gotten a bunch of characters since my last video where I took a look at the new characters and took a look at the new meta characters, and now everything has changed with the release of certain new characters that are absolutely crazy. So let's take a look at the meta changes and the best DPSs or best support characters in the game currently. Now, it's been a while since my last video and there has been a couple of changes with my account in terms of characters that I've pulled for, and obviously I pulled for absolutely every good meta character, and obviously that it was very expensive. However, were they worth it? Let's take a look at Pridewin, where we can go ahead and take a look at how they have ranked certain characters. Okay, so Pridewin is one of the best ways to take a look at certain tier lists or tier list in general, where we can take a look at how they've ranked specific characters and whatnot. Now there's a detailed explanation on how they do it over here, but we already genuinely understand how this works. Okay, if a character is good, they're ranked up in tier 0. Okay, there might be some issues with certain characters which we will take a look at, and why even though they're placed at tier 0 or tier 0.5, there are certain stuff you need to be fully aware of. Okay, so let's quickly take a look at this. So certain change log happened since my last ones, but first thing I will notice straight away is the increase in ranking for Frolova. Now I truly believe, or this is simply because of a new character that was released, Zhu Yang. In my account, I do have this character as well. I pulled him because he is a straight up aura farmer. He is the best aura farming character in the entire game, and obviously he has propelled the one of the new best characters in the game now, Frolova, because he provides really good buffs that she requires. Now, she is actually one of the characters that I skipped on. Now, the reason why I skipped on her before is because she kind of relied on her weapon. She really wanted her weapon. However, now with the release of Zhu Yang, that is not the case. That is not the case, and now she does not need her weapon. However, she does need a new 5-star character. So I guess she's still relatively an expensive character, because you're going to need her, Zhu Yang over here, and you are also going to need Cantarella over here, and that's how you create a really good team, if I believe. Let me quickly go over to here right now. Where is the team? So there we go. So there we go. Yeah, so Cantarella, Zhu Yang. Do not pull Russia, guys. That's like absolutely no. Please do not pull Russia. Hands down, my biggest regret right now is pulling for this character. So there we go. So the release, like I said, the release of this character propelled Frolova all the way to this tier right now. And as you can see, another character that was newly released, Balberina. However, I will say she was lackluster. I'm going to say this right now. Even though she's at tier 0, I would not really recommend people to summon for her. Honestly, she just did not hit as hard as I wanted. Her animations are not as crazy as I wanted. You know, you get the gist. She is good, but honestly, biggest disappointment, and she probably will fall off, because even though this character got released, like, she's tier 0, but honestly, I think comparing her to the other characters is a joke, because I do think these other characters can be simply better overall. So yeah, this is Balberina all the way at tier 0. Again, do not recommend summoning for her. She's pretty good, but honestly, you don't require this character. If you already have a good fusion team, then yeah, it doesn't really matter. Also, by the way, if you already have Lupa and you summon for Balberina, you do not need to summon for Zhu Yang. It's literally, unless you have Frolova. If you have Frolova and Balberina, then yes, it would be a good idea to get Zhu Yang rather than Lupa. But if you already have Lupa, no reason to pull for this character, unless, like I said, you like his aura farming ability, you like how cool he looks as well. So yeah, Balberina, tier 0. However, as you can see, in terms of Whimpering Waste, which I haven't actually mentioned for Frolova or whatnot, in terms of Whimpering Waste, yeah, because she's mainly a single target character or single target DPS character, she is not as good in Whimpering Waste. Now, Frolova is the best character for Whimpering Waste, and I will be summoning for her. Okay, I'm really hoping she gets a rerun when Chiska comes out, whatever the next character comes out, because I will be pulling for her, and I will try to get her weapon as well, so that she's just overall insane. So yeah, that's my goal. because Whimpering Waste is going to be so easy with this character. But as you can see, another tier 0 character is Augusta. I'm pretty sure when I made this video, she was ready. Made this video previously, she was ready in the game. But honestly, the most fun character to play, I'm not going to lie. Like, I really like Cartefia over here. I went C2 with Cartefia, but Augusta is so fun. Like, so fun to play with, honestly. And I love her animations as well. I do think these two are the best in terms of animations and how fun and how how much enjoyment I have with those characters. But I kid you not, Augusta, I love her. I freaking love the design. I love everything about her. That's why I have her over here, as you can see, and I also managed to pull her weapon as well. So main DPS, her weapon is absolutely freaking insane looking. And like I mentioned as well, Cartefia over here, I got her weapon, of course I did, and I got her to C2, which my next goal might be to get her to C3 if I really wanted to, but I think C2 is fine for now, honestly. C3 makes her insane, but I'm not in any rush to really do that. But in terms of meta character, yeah, hands down the best 2 DPSs in my opinion is these 2 characters over here. Simply crazy damage. Okay, Garbarina's damage is good as well, but oh, she has a lolly. But anyways, comparing it to like these 2 characters, nah, they just hit different. They are so different, and I love using those characters. Okay, so yeah, we have the top 4 characters in terms of DPSs right now. In my opinion, who am I going to say is number 1? I know Cartefia over here does the highest damage in the game, but in terms of usability and how like enjoyability as well, Augusta's number 1 in my opinion, followed by Cartefia, and I don't have Frolova, but I don't really like Garbarina. I honestly regret pulling for her. I was expecting way more with this character. Okay, for a pistol character, she was not as fun as Carlotta in my opinion. Like, honestly disappointed with this character. Anyways, let's take a look at the tier 0 hybrid characters. These characters can be used as DPSs and also sub DPSs. Now honestly, don't even bother using this guy as a DPS. Honestly, it's decent, but honestly, why his damage is not great. Now in terms of best hybrid for like DPS, I know is simply amazing. That damage is crazy good. She is the support DPS for Augusta over here, she provides insane amount of damage as well, which increases the overall damage of Augusta's team. In terms of Chicona over here, she is a main character. Honestly, you need to summon for her if you have Cartefia, and she's at tier 0 because of that as well. I don't think she's an insane character overall, but because she helps facilitate one of the best DPSs in the game, she's kind of a must-have if you have Cartefia, I would say. And in terms of Zhu Yang, love the way he looks. I would say if you have Frolova, you kind of want to pull this character to increase your overall damage of Frolova, who is already crazy in both TOA and Whimpering Waste as well. And obviously if we move over to here, actually no, let's talk about Lupa for a second. I skipped Lupa because I just didn't like her damage. She's a support character similarly to, honestly, Shorekeeper in terms of supportive capability. She just does more damage, but even then her damage is okay. If I was to compare the damage in here, highest probably, followed by Chicona, followed by Lupa, followed by actually maybe Zhang Yan first, then Lupa. I don't know, these 2 are just the weakest in terms of DPSs in this list, in my opinion, in terms of actual DPS, raw DPS. But that's not what you use them for. You use them for also supportive capabilities to buff up the team as well. But it would be nice to have them do damage, okay? Now, Lupa is going to probably become one of the main characters for every Fusion teams moving forward though, unless they change Fusion or they release a Fusion character that doesn't really synergize well with her. But in general, I don't think many people would regret summoning for Lupa, because again, she facilitates a lot of good Fusion teams. Okay, let's go over to the teams over here. She can be used with Garbarina, Brandt, and Core Changli. She's just overall really good character. And of course, Shorekeeper, I don't want to say much about Shorekeeper. She's just insane. Okay, get healing, damage buff, crit buff, that's all we have to go to. Now for 0.5, okay, certain characters have changed positions. I used to remember Carlotta used to be tier 0. I used to remember Zani, who really changed the meta in terms of DPS character, but fell off. Honestly, do not summon for Zani if, again, you do not have Phoebe. I do think she's one of those characters that honestly pisses me off. Okay, she pisses me off, and I do think the devs fucked her up. Okay, the devs truly messed this character up, and I do use her. I think she's extremely strong, but comparing her to other characters, she's literally crippled if you do not have Phoebe over here. I rarely use her except in TOA, simply because every damage she does locked behind her ult. I hate those type of characters where they must use the ult to do insane amount of damage. I don't like that. They actually fumbled this character, simple as that. They made you summon for Phoebe and then end up with her team not being even the most insane, but the most restrictive is definitely her, and then they fumbled her. Anyways, tier 0.5, these two characters, I do think in terms of ease of use and free to playness, Carlotta is up there as well. Of course, she's not going to be good in Whimpering Waves. She's a single target character. You need good AoE characters. So any characters that are good at AoEing will be absolutely good in Whimpering Waves. So that's why Frolova is there. That's why even Gosta is here. Even Aino can actually... no, not really. She does have good AoE ability, Looper, but damage overall is not the craziest. So yeah, we have Brant over here for hybrid character, insane character. If you have his signature weapon, honestly, is one of those characters that if you have his signature, truly crazy character. I will say, don't summon for Changli if you do not want to do quick swapping. Okay, if you don't want to use or you can't use quick swapping, she is not going to be used on your account. Hands down, my biggest regret, because I don't do quick swapping. Everyone that can do quick swapping will love this character. If you can't, she is just going to sit in your box doing nothing. Okay, she's falling off in terms of fusion teams now. You don't necessarily need her. She's going to keep falling off. Okay, except for the quick swapping, she is going to be there. And then we have Zeshi over here. The reason why Zeshi fell off is because the main DPSs that she buffs kind of fell off as well in terms of damage. She buffs up Carlotta and she buffed up Jinshi, sorry, over here, but those two characters don't no longer deal the most amount of damage in the game, so therefore she also drops down as well. I do think it's a bit upsetting that Jinshi is all the way down here because she has amazing animation. I love her gameplay. Kind of boring, repetitive, but I really love her gameplay. I really am hoping we get some spectral buffers that freaking buffs Jinshi up. Okay, we need Jinshi back up in tier 0. Okay, it's simply upsetting to see her all the way here. Where is... Okay, so yeah, we got, of course, one of the best... Wait a minute. She dropped down? Sunher dropped down? Huh. The reason why Mortif is over here is because he can be used for both Augusta. I feel like he can be used for Garbarino as well, but let me check. I'm actually surprised that Sunher dropped this far down. The devs truly did not want her to remain up there. So yeah, Garbarina, yeah, he can buff up a lot of good teams as well. Two of the best 4-star characters in the game. Of course, Arrow Rover for buffing up Cartefia, but they're not really that great in general. This is sequence 4. Anyways, Verena, I finally got my Verena to C2. The Concerto generation from her is crazy fast. Honestly, rotations are simply fast with her at C2. Yeah, Verena is really good as well. Amazing buffer. Surprised to drop down to tier 0.5, but honestly, these two are really good characters. Okay, they're really good characters. And tier 1, I honestly think Camellia sucks now. I'm not going to lie to you. Camellia's DPS is not hitting as hard anymore. Like, I've truly noticed I've benched her. She is just no longer doing good amount of damage. In TOA, because trust me, it's just not as... her gameplay sucks. Okay, her gameplay sucks. Let's be real. Okay, gameplay sucks. Her damage is not as crazy anymore. Yeah, she's falling off. Next we have Aino over here. If you can use her as the main DPSs, like I said. Hybrid, as you can see, she's really good, but she's one of those few characters in here that does the most amount of damage for a hybrid character, so she can be used but not crazy insane. Okay, and then like I mentioned with Jinshi, she fell off. Jian should be lower down. Jian should not be on the same tier as Camellia. Those two characters are falling off, absolutely, but Jian should be like tier 1.5. I'm not going to lie, I don't use this character as well. Again, benched. This character better than him. Okay, let's be real. The only reason why he's at tier 1 actually is because of Aino. Aino made him tier 1. Without Aino, he is dropping down. Okay, let's be real. Okay, I do not like Gian, and I don't like the cope that people are saying with him in Whimpering Waste. It's cope, okay? His damage overall is falling off. If you use him with Ino, it can work, but without Ino, drop down, please. Phoebe actually dropped down as well. That's pretty interesting to see, but then again, I don't really use her as a main DPS anymore since the release of Zanny. It also sucks that her second best support character is Spectra Rover, who is also not crazy good. So I feel like if she gets a good buffer, she actually will kind of go up in list and in the tier list, but it is what it is. That's pretty much it for what I want to talk about. As you can see, Yilin is falling off, simply falling off. Joshua is just absolutely trash, was never good to begin with. Yeah, we don't really want to talk about any of these other characters right here. That's without his weapon, yeah, it sucks as a damage dealer. Oh yeah, free to the free character they gave us sucks as well. Now the worst team in the game is these electro character, Yinlin, Zhang Liao, and the buffers we usually do. So oh yeah, also like I said, Cantarella. Oh, I forgot those two characters actually. Cantarella is pretty good as well because she can buff up for Lova, but that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. She might be replaceable in the future, but she's actually pretty good. I do like using her, honestly. I do use her, surprisingly. I use her more than I use Yinlin, than Roshia, than I use Gian, than I use Camellia. I do use her, even though I don't have her best in slot team, which is for Lova. She's just really good. She can also be used to buff up, Jinshi and Carlotta if you wanted to as well. So yeah, pretty much it. In terms of best characters to summon for, Augusta, Cartefia for Lova, and in terms of hybrid characters, if you have Cartefia, you know what I've realized? Everyone is just restrictive. Everyone is restrictive except freaking Lupa and Shorekeeper and Verena. Everyone over here is restricted to one team, and it's just freaking annoying. You can't use them that much, okay? There might be other teams to enjoy them with, but the DPS fall off is crazy. If you compare it to like quote-unquote Genshin, yes, there are certain characters that buff up this team extremely well, but they can be used in other teams and perform extremely good. That is not the case in this game. Everyone is just restricted to one specific team. That sucks, okay? Let's be real. It absolutely sucks. Anyways, that's why I'm actually not going to be focusing. As long as I have the main teams, I don't think I'm going to focus much on like pulling every single character anymore, because at the end of the day, they're all restricted to one team. I can't really enjoy those characters. If I want to play Zanny, I have to use Phoebe. If I want to play Cartefia, I have to freaking use Shikona. If I want to use Augusta, I've got to use Aino. I mean, Aino can actually be worked by itself, actually. But everyone is just restricted. Everyone is just restrictive. I really do not like it. It's just like one team or nothing. 1 to 2 teams or nothing. Comparing that to Genshin, there's like 1 to 3 teams or 4 teams, and that's it. 4 teams, sorry. And then, well, Genshin's now doing the same restrictive bullshit as Wu are now. Well, Genshin has been doing that for a while, but it is now noticeable for those 2 games that I currently play. Anyways, that's it for the video, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It's been your boy AC Gamer, and I'm out.